think the American public should listen to America's brightest and best doctors and scientists, or instead listen to podcasters, conspiracy theorists, and unhinged Facebook memes?
Listening to people who you just described is going to do nothing but harm people, because they will deprive themselves of life-saving interventions, which has happened. And some have done studies. Peter Hotez has done an analysis of this and shows that in people who refuse to get vaccinated for any variety of reasons, probably responsible for an additional 200,000 to 300,000 deaths in this country.
Thank you, sir, and your entire team for saving lives in this country. And I'm sorry you have to continue going on with these attacks.
Oh, I love that he quotes Peter Hotez, Dr. Peter Hotez, who's the paid shill on MSNBC, who still to this day is pushing vaccines. He just came out literally a couple of weeks ago saying that he's alarmed that the intake of the current vaccine booster is under 20% in America. And he encourages everybody to go out there and get another booster. Peter, which I don't even know what number people are on at this point. I literally do not know what number people are on. But Peter Hotez is out there pushing more vaccines on people. He declined to debate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He was offered millions of dollars to debate him, to go to a charity. He refused to do it. He has hidden away from anybody and everybody who has any criticism. So Peter Hotez is not anybody to be quoting when the guy has been consistently wrong throughout the pandemic. And for Fauci to say, the podcasters and the conspiracy theorists, those of us, right? He's talking about myself and others. I know he's including me in on that, because the entire reason why I wasn't able to interview Fauci was because they specifically said they didn't want me interviewing him. They thought I was one of those misinformation conspiracy theorists that couldn't be credible to be asking Fauci some questions, or he was just afraid of the questions that I would end up asking him. But for him to be saying, oh, it was these podcasters who were spreading the misinformation. No, the podcasters were right. And many of the podcasters were right. And many were saying what was actual science, while Peter Hotez and Fauci were actually spewing genuine misinformation. But they don't get labeled the conspiracy theorists, or the conspiracy theorists who believe that the vaccines would end the pandemic, that it would be over if everybody just got vaccinated. That was a conspiracy theory. They're not labeled conspiracy theorists. They're not labeled misinformation. It's the rest of us. It's the rest of us that was spreading dangerous information. These guys, all they ever did was push the vaccine on everybody. Talk about dangerous. You know what they did? What they did was they told everybody, if you just get the vaccine, you're not going to get COVID, and you're not going to get sick, and you're not going to die. That's what they told people. That was the most dangerous misinformation that they could tell people, because they're the scientists. They're the bureaucrats. They went around telling grandma, if you get this vaccine, you're safe. And that was wrong. Grandma got the vaccine. And then grandma went out there thinking, I'm fine, I'm safe, I can't catch COVID. And guess what happened? Grandma caught COVID. And then guess what happened? They said, well, if you catch COVID, it won't be that bad. And guess what? Grandma got COVID and it was really bad. And then guess what? Grandma was hospitalized. And then guess what? A lot of vaccinated people who caught COVID died. That is just a fact. That's a fact. And these guys went around telling people, if you get the vaccine, you're totally safe. And it's all of these anti-vaxxers that are killing. They're the ones dying. They're the ones who are spreading it around. You don't have to worry. You got the vaccine, but you should stay away from those unvaccinated people, because you could maybe then get COVID after we just told you weren't going to get COVID if you got vaccinated. No, what they did was absolutely horrendously dangerous. There were those of us that were saying from the beginning, when we were looking at the data and seeing that the vaccine was not stopping the spread, we went around and said, the vaccine does not stop the spread. That was the real information everybody needed to hear, especially grandma. Grandma needed to hear that. So that grandma understood if she got the vaccine, she couldn't just go out there living her life thinking, all right, I'm free. I can go out there. I'm not going to get COVID. I'm not going to get sick. I'm not going to end up hospitalized and die, even though I have multiple categories of vulnerabilities. No, these guys were spreading the misinformation and they were killing people. And that's on them. And then when they told everybody to go get COVID, the most disgusting thing they did was they didn't give anybody, they said, get the vaccine, you won't get COVID. And then people got COVID and they gave them no ideas of what they can do to help themselves through COVID. They just told people, you get the vaccine, you won't get COVID. And then they just washed their hands of those people and let them rot in their houses by themselves when nobody would come in to take care of them because they were too afraid. And these people are sitting there thinking, but I was vaccinated, I should be okay. And their oxygen levels are dropping and they're not having their regular medications because they're old and nobody will go in there and check in on them. And they're sick in bed and they can't get themselves water and they can't get their regular medications and they can't just get regular care to help a person through the flu. And when an older person gets it, it's dangerous. They didn't get any of that because these guys were peddling fear. And then they didn't tell anybody what to do if they caught COVID because everybody inevitably caught COVID. Fauci himself caught COVID. And then he says, take Paxlovid. If you take Paxlovid, it'll be fine. And then the bastard got a rebound. He got a rebound case of COVID after he took Paxlovid, after he was vaccinated 4 times. I mean, he did everything he himself and he still ended up with COVID. These guys were spreading the misinformation, the dangerous misinformation, not those of us that were actually telling the truth. The truth is not dangerous. It's the liars who are absolutely dangerous. Thank you for watching this clip from the full Kim Iversen show, which you could catch just by heading to that link down below, KimIversonShow.com. You can watch the full show from what you just watched, or you could catch the full show live Monday through Friday, live streams, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern at KimIversonShow.com. See you then. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Never miss an episode. Never miss a clip. Never miss a segment. Thanks, guys.